studio. That's right. Don't forget it.
What a bunch of malarkey.
You gotta be quicker than that.
We're here. It's amazing.
No pinching, please.
Oh, there's everybody. Look at that. Man, we had our largest live stream ever.
Mike Tyson time.
Well, I like to think it was just because we were live streaming, nothing to do with Mike Tyson.
Have you seen the clip where Mike Tyson, like, he has the open opportunity to knock the hell out of Jake Paul, and he, like, just kind of goes.
Johnny, I don't think your microphone. Somebody's microphone is not on. I think it's on.
Let's see.
My microphone's on.
Can you hear me? Tell me that you can hear me.
Okay.
Say it.
Guys.
I'm talking real close. I'm gonna run everybody off.
I've had a lot happening. The Mike Tyson fight was very emotionally draining for me.
It was rigged. It was rigged.
You know how.
Rest in peace.
Sorry if you're using headphones. It's rock and roll, by God.
Woo!
I saw someone say that he was biting his glove to remember not to knock Jake Paul out.
I can't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Andrew Knox, happy birthday.
I would have raised another
Happy
$20
birthday.
million for him to knock the hell out of Jake Paul.
I feel like you could have crowdfunded. What if we'd had the foresight to crowdfund that?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we know it's rigged. Here's $30 million.
I just want to see. I wanted to see him get his ass beat. That's what I want.
$30 million. I will say, you know who got their ass beat a little?
An old girl.
We drank a lot of salted caramel whiskey. Mr. Tom Beatty's prompting, and it was fun, but I had 5 hours of like continuous gigs the next day, and I was cursing Tom's name, about the first hour and a half in. My voice was gone. I was all like dehydrated. It's fine.
That's fair, man.
It was my fault for not watering up. That's the key, folks. If you stay hydrated.
Hydrate before, hydrate
All the time.
after.
I'm talking all the time. You just live your life hydrated.
You
Ask
can
Sean.
actually
I'm
not
always
drink
drinking
water for 3 days. So you should test that.
That's
at all
spoken
times.
like a man in his 20s. That's 20-something-year-old
I
talking.
live off of Red Bull.
I was
and
the same.
nose
I was like,
beers.
water? I don't drink water. Water's in everything. I don't need to drink it. My God. Now.
That's right.
But the good thing is I don't get hungover. I don't know that I can't even remember. I might feel like, later that day, like singing, my voice will go out.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. But
Every once in a while, if I drink way too much, it's not like I'm hungover, but I just don't feel like doing much the next day. I'm like,
have I tried raspberry bubbly? I haven't. But I love this one. I'm addicted to this one, unfortunately. I guess it's fine because it's nothing really bad in it. But the lemon lime one's fine, but this one is this thing. I've never seen the raspberry, I don't think. Our gas station only has this one and the green one, this lemon lime.
I'm a LaCrunk guy.
Listen to Mayor McGee. That stuff's horrible. Horrible.
LaCrunk?
Horrible for you.
LaCrunk?
I'm
LaCrunk.
pretty sure it's got like urine or something in it. I don't know. No,
Sergeant-
that's the energy drink things.
That is. Oh yeah, no, that is. Yeah. Sergeant
But there is
Stadenko.
something in LaCroix that's supposed to not be as happy.
You know what I was looking at this morning? And this deals with energy. I was going through looking at all the Reverend models that are out right now in Sweetwater just because I saw the new, who's the guy? It's like, look in my eyes. Vernon Reed. I saw his model.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
He's got a Reverend model?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
Yes. Liquid Death is great too, Woodrow. But the thing that I thought as I scrolled past the Greg Koch models, and they're called like the Cockcaster or whatever, right? The Cockmaster. I was like, it'd be funny to think while they're designing these, and he refers to himself in the third person as the Cockman.
Okay.
He's like, it's the Cockman here. Here's what I'm thinking on the telly, and he's like railing lines off of stuff. You got to really go into it to be calling yourself the Cockman and the Gristlecaster.
You kind of do. You have to be all in on that, Joe.
What's his pedal board called? What is it?
It is the Cock Monster.
The Cock Nest Monster.
The Cock Nest Monster, not the Cock Monster. I apologize. The Cock Nest Monster.
That's the smaller
That's a different
version.
one. That's a different one. Tom says Derek looked like him. Derek was, of course, he was having fun.
Yeah.
He was there with me and Sean.
a ton of fun.
Derek, I just dropped you my cover photo for the day. So at certain points, you just put that
do
up.
you
You're
know
gonna
who is in the chat right now, Derek?
Who?
You can call me Coop. I think Mr. Coop's in the chat.
No.
Is that Mr. Gucci Fresh in the
No.
flesh? In the chat, dude. Sergeant Stadenko. That looks like a photo of
I
him.
don't know if that's Coop or not.
Fresca. Coop, is that you? Just respond with Gucci Fresh if it is. I'm going to lose my mind. You can call me Coop. AKA lard ass. Like, there's so much going on there. It's got to be Coop. Si, senor. It is Coop, dude. This is dope.
Oh, God.
I'm pumped.
Things
now.
are going downhill.
This is awesome.
Coop is our best music connoisseur. That's right.
He's a party animal.
Coop, I just
music
want to know,
lover.
are you coming to the Sunrise tonight?
Tonight, dude?
Tonight's the night. Just get on a plane. Get yourself here to the Sunrise Theater.
Oh, he's in downtown? Oh, you're talking to everybody.
Everyone. I mean, Coop, Coop, if you need a plane, get on a plane. But you could just
Well, I was going to
drive
say,
over.
I think because some of these folks.
I think Derek should set his phone side stage and stream to our.
Why not?
I think so too.
I mean, you guys want to see the train wreck, right?
Live side stage.
I think you should. I bet. Could we hook up? Is there any way that we could hook up the transmitter to the board and get a direct line? Because
Okay.
he's got, if anybody's going to be able to do it, it'd be Dave. You know what I mean?
Let's explain to the people, just in case they don't know what's happening tonight.
Okay, so Baxter
Frame it,
got in
frame
some
it.
legal trouble, and just like Oasis, he had to put on some shows in order to get out of it. Now, we're doing a charity event that at Baxter's discretion here for the Boys and Girls Club.
Why they'd trust us, I don't know. But
have no idea.
but they are. So we're doing it at the Sunrise Theater.
The Sunrise
our little
Theater.
local theater place.
6
Sold
tonight.
out pretty much.
Sold out.
Because people love Baxter. Because
They
he
do.
is basically Buddy Holly.
And he wanted it to not only just be the Baxter Clement show, but it is the Baxter Clement Variety Show. That's right. Now listen, he told me last night, he said, you know why I wanted to call this a variety show? We were slow dancing in the middle of the ballroom together at the last song of the evening. And he goes, because I wanted to show all of my favorite musicians in town on this stage, doing the things that I love to see them do. And I was like, that's cool. Now, I think we can share with everybody the track list because some of you, if you're not able to tune in or if we're not able to get it set up, ideally, fingers crossed, we're going to make something happen.
Just remember, Baxter picked these songs. We had nothing to do with this. They just showed up a week or so ago.
We come screaming out of the gate with Ho Hey by the Lumineers.
Oh, hey.
Don't mess it up.
Imagine the anxiety of not singing "Hey" first. Hey, yeah, no, it's amazing.
You know how frustrating it is? Because in my head, it's supposed to go hey ho, not ho hey.
So hey, even just looking it up on like Spotify, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
no, it's ho
Ho,
hey.
hey.
Like, what was wrong with them? Wow, that was a horrible.
Somebody
decision.
should get beat, yeah.
Someone
That's
messed
bad.
that up. I like to think they just uploaded it wrong and then it went out to the world and they were like, well, we can't change it now.
Yes. Yeah, they were like,
You know?
damn it. Damn it.
Some like new intern at the
Why'd
record
we
label.
cut? They cut it one measure in too far. They're like, shit.
Down. But so that's the start.
That's
then
right.
where are we going from there?
Then we go into, as somebody just stated, Buddy Holly. 2 Buddy Holly songs.
Is that next?
That is next.
Okay. Don't forget the little kids from the Boys and Girls Club are singing like "We Are the World" or something.
Yeah, that's happening
That's
at
gonna
some
be
point.
amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's really the highlight.
There's a
of me.
rap in it now. It's great. So there's that. And then we go into Folsom Prison, where sweet young Dylan and Jonathan will rejoin the stage. And I believe Derek will too, to play 12-string. They're going to rejoin the stage. They're going to play. Somebody's going to do the solo. You know who I'm talking about. And then it's Dylan. Dylan's going to do the solo. Then the Boys and Girls Club go and do a couple of sets.
Yes.
And then we do Seven Nation Army, where we have a young man who is going to come up with us
All the hits, all the classics.
all the classics. He's going to come up and play it on guitar. His name is Josiah, and I'm very excited. He came in, and I can say it on here because he's most definitely not watching. That kid has balls of steel. We sat down
Balls.
to play that song in the front room, and it's me and Baxter and him in there. So you'd think a little bit of nerves. He's only met Baxter once. He's just now meeting me. We're sitting there, and I play the song right through and stuff. And this kid picked up his little SG style guitar that is hot fire red. And he
Of course it is.
laid the riff down like it was nobody's business. He didn't know. He didn't know how the build part went, right? So we showed it to him.
It'd be funny if you only said that to him, like you wouldn't tell him what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing. You know. Bam, 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 bam.
Well, then the
Horrible.
kid picks
Horrible.
that up and he goes right into it, and he does it, and he plays
course he
right
does.
through it. And I was like, amazing. So this kid's gonna kill it. I'm super excited for Josiah to be on the stage with us.
That's good. By the way, someone asked, you probably got it here after the guitar shop. Baxter is doing 2 Buddy Holly songs.
He is.
With just be him and the drummer and the bass player.
Also, and I'm just now remembering because the gap threw me off, is after Folsom Prison, we're doing Country Roads, which our very own Derek Numbers is going to be singing. The whole set
D-Num.
list is confusing to me now because we've changed things. But we're doing Country Roads, amazing. Then what's next after that? Is that Born to Run?
No, I think the Sweet Caroline.
No. Sweet Caroline's after like Rolling Stone.
Oh. So then Born to Run.
No, it's Free Fallin'.
Oh, Free Fall.
Free
I
Fallin'.
forget what we're doing.
I know.
Free
Free Fallin'.
Fallin'. It's fine.
Born to Run, Like a Rolling Stone, right?
This man right here, Bob Dylan, right beside me, guys. My God,
Absolutely.
a young Bob Dylan.
How does it feel?
How does it feel? And then doing the Born to Run,
Born to Run,
and then
Like a Rolling Stone, Sweet Caroline, then The Killers.
which is what's it called?
All these things that
I got soul, but and then Fix You.
Fix You.
By the old Coldplay. And then Alex Holden says he's coming and he's going to start yelling Freebird about then, and that'll be the encore. Wah, wah. But I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Jack Stowe. I've actually been waking up early for the last 2 weeks. It's kind of weird. It's been fun.
I woke up at 3:30 this morning.
Ooh.
It wasn't good.
Skylar set
But I went right back to
the
bed.
most obnoxious alarm, so I was up at 5:45. She had a meeting at 8:30, so I guess she was like, I just want to be up extra early. It was nuts.
Notice how Jack didn't say I looked good. I'm just kidding, Jack.
What's going on, Jack? What's the deal?
People are asking about Baxter doing Buddy Holly. Like, is he doing Buddy Holly by Weezer? If you didn't know this, Baxter is Buddy Holly. He survived the plane crash. No, Baxter was Buddy Holly. How long did Baxter tour as like a Buddy Holly like off-Broadway show?
Couple of years, I think.
Did he do it
Yeah.
on Broadway too? I think he kind of did, sort of,
Said
didn't he?
something like that. I'm not sure.
So like there was the actual show where he is like Buddy Holly and they have to do all the songs, and then I think he did the thing where like it's pared down. It's from the Broadway show, but it's just him playing the song as if you were seeing Buddy Holly and the Crickets. So Baxter did a lot of that, and so people, especially around here, know that he has done a very good
doing-
Buddy Holly, and
Yes.
he when he plays it, man, it's actually
And he-
kind of amazing. The vocals and the playing.
Well, he's doing That'll Be the Day, and what's the other one? Dun, 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 dun,
Peggy
dun,
Sue.
dun, 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 Peggy Sue.
Peggy Sue, yeah.
He
so.
adds a really cool grit to it that I like. I was like, damn, that's neat.
It's grittiness. Tom says no Zeppelin. Listen, I am pushing. I said, Baxter, we're doing this variety show for the boys and the girls. And maybe some of the slightly older boys and girls who will pay the big money to come. so okay. But then I think that we should also do another like show where we sell at the Sunrise and like rock.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I want to go hard.
like, no being quiet
No,
and that junk.
I'm going to smash a guitar. I want people up out of their
You
seats.
have Phoebe Bridgers cover?
No. I mean like Nirvana lighted on fire.
So let's talk about, should we talk about some actual music, since we're doing a show tonight. So we've been working on this thing, right? Because you get a band together that's not a normal band. They don't normally play. I mean, we all jam and do random things, but when you get all these people involved, and you end up with like,
Bass players you can't count on.
you end up with like, well, that's just that's a running theme across the universe. When you get all these people together, and you got like 7 guitar players on stage.
We literally have 6 to 7 guitar players on stage.
I mean, sometimes we do, which is
I was gonna
insane,
say.
absurd. Like, have you guys ever tried to do that? It's really tricky. It's tricky to get everybody to play like a part that's not just doubling
Yeah.
somebody and not. It's okay to double each other some, but man, then it's got to be
Well,
like everybody's got to really know the song.
And certain songs lean themselves into that, right? Like Rolling Stone. there's a whole, you can be kind of jangly with it. It's cool to have the 12 string and also a couple electric guitars kind of banging it out, you know. But a song like Sweet Caroline or, you know, Country Roads, even sorta.
Country Bros.
It's hard to, you know, it really just takes kind of like some people just sitting out and kind of sitting back. And then right whenever there's little moments, you come in.
So okay, we're coming back to the Mighty Woodrow because I have questions. But Tom, it is nuts. Homegrown Son says you play jam songs like Freebird. That's the trick thing with this is we're not playing jam songs. They're like very particular songs. In fact, I'm playing all night, and I don't think I play one like lick like thing you'd think of as like a blues lick with a bend. There's not even.
In reality,
not even one of those.
There is only one true guitar solo. There's only one true guitar solo, and it's in Folsom Prison.
Well, and I mean, and we're doing it like the record, so it's not like the crazy where you'd add your own thing. It's just like the and then you play the chords the rest of the time.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, there's sort of a thing going on in Born to Run, but it's a part that everybody's playing, right?
Well,
it's not a solo, and it's a sax solo where it's.
And the guitar solo is just.
See, I wouldn't even call that. I wouldn't call that a solo at all. I would call that a musical interlude, because it's like a written out part. I thought you were about to give me the finger. Like, you fancy son of a.
Here's where do I buy tickets? Well, Coop, you may check Ticket Me Sandhills. They might still have tickets.
That's the only place.
It may be sold out, but you can try and come in.
It was close to selling out.
It would surprise me if they didn't work some things at the door.
Tom knows what's happening. All sevenths and triads all night long, baby. It's true.
That's right.
Until the Killers. And I just go, dun 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 dun.
Pretty much.
I'm like a really low budget Tim Pierce tonight. Like, you know, you sing Tim Pierce at the Grammys where it's just great and he's killing it.
I'm gonna need you to pull that thing out of your mouth, girl. Put it back in your pants. What's wrong with you?
I said low budget. Low budget.
We were joking about it last night, and I was like, this band, there is a band leader, which would be Baxter, and then there is literally a full-blown guitar leader because of how many guitar players are on stage, and I feel like it's Johnny, and it's necessary.
Well, it's just regular. Baxter's a very good band leader because he does know all the parts to all. Like he knows all. You know, I mean, he picked these songs, so like they're his babies, but so he knows all of it.
He definitely sends it. Here's what I want to talk about real quick. Let's detour, and then we're going to come back and talk about guitar parts, layering things, many guitar players. The Mighty Woodrow.
Oh, that's the important thing we got to get back to.
Has left the aftermath. So I want to know, in the aftermath, what's up? What's going on?
I know I saw their
noise
post
rock
that
time?
they were carrying on with one guitar player, which is obviously doable. But yeah, no, Sean and I were both talking about yesterday about us maybe having to hit you up just to make sure everything was good with you.
Make sure that you got
know that we love you. I kind of figured that it was just you were kind of ready for something different, but I didn't know. I was hoping that was the case. But yep, for sure, we would extend our support and hopefully that's the deal. Yep. Nothing crazy going on.
Nothing crazy.
And I don't really expect that that is the case.
I hope that he's typing out a really, like it's going to fill up
Well,
the
it
whole
all
comment.
started January 15th, 2024.
And another thing. It's going to be
How many strings are going to be in that room?
That's right.
Lots of strings.
I mean, Derek's playing a 12-string. James Vallone will be playing with us, the sweet, sweet man. He is going to be playing Born to Run.
I thought he was talking underwear numbers.
Ah.
Like who's wearing them, who's not, who's full coverage. No, there'll be a lot of strings, right? I mean, like literally, there is not even one song where it's less than 3 guitars.
Oh yeah, no.
That's the sparse ones.
yeah, no, seriously. And it's, you know, we'll see when we get there. I think the idea is like a quieter stage, but in my mind, that just means that we can fill up more space. You know, it's kind of like an amp. You got more headroom, you can cut more shit on, right?
Yeah.
So.
I'm just going to get louder throughout the evening.
Oh, dude. I need some noise for Seven Nation Army.
Listen,
I'm not going to be able to do that.
You know, I have here's the hack. If you want to get louder through the evening but never touch your amp, you just bring a handful of guitars that ranged slightly higher outputs.
Yep.
starting with a Gretsch, going to a Telly, going to the Telly Deluxe with iron humbuckers. So I just get a little louder, a little louder.
I think we take some M80s.
I actually wanted to play my M80, but then Baxter was like, oh, let's be kind of reasonably quiet. And I was like, okay. Okay, Mighty Woodrow says he promises he's good. Conversation to be had involving brews and jams. So maybe we'll have to have a little Rooster Jam session here soon.
He specified, I'm good.
My God.
Bah.
My God.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Napping Dad wants the Hello Kitty Strat. Man, imagine if we had a Hello Kitty Strat.
Oh, for
All we
tonight?
got is
Oh,
the
Baxter
the
would
fuzz.
play the hell out of that
Yeah, he would.
tonight.
Oddly enough, here's what's funny, and you know, this I always think this is kind of cool about Baxter. Baxter, a lot of the songs is not playing guitar at all. No. He's just not playing. He's just singing.
Not in the way that you'd expect him to.
He's the main.
Yeah.
He's the main singer / performer tonight because it is the Baxter Clement variety show.
Yeah.
I mean, other people are singing too, but like Baxter's he's the man up front.
He's the guy.
You know.
He's gonna kill it. I'm excited.
Ooh.
I saw Ray Wiley Hubbard last
Fall
weekend
like lightning. Oh yeah.
playing a Magnatone Twilighter.
And you were like, man, God, Twilighter's really good. The Baby M80, like, if you could, I mean, listen, this is dumb. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You can judge me. If you could have both, I mean, you're not gonna buy both because that's dumb. That's stupid. But those two amps would do everything you'd ever want them to do. You have a Twilighter and a Baby M80.
I mean, that's it.
I mean, what? I mean, aside from like hardcore, like metal, you know what I mean? Like if you were like primarily playing like metal, yeah, okay, no. But literally everything else, from like the cleanest, twangiest, you know, country or jazz to like the heaviest rock.
Yeah.
You could do it,
You can cover a large.
and you'd be in like Americana blues rock heaven with those.
And kind of argue too. You don't need pedals.
You wouldn't need pedals if you had both of them. Yeah. I will say this. The Twilighter takes pedals like better than any amp I've ever owned and probably ever played. Like it just makes them amazing. Which is why I don't mind that it's such a loud amp because you can run it like at 9 o'clock on the volume dial and run pedals and it's pretty magical. The Baby M80 just sounds awesome. Just plug straight in with nothing. But then you put like a little spring reverb like pedal in the loop or something and. But it also takes like boosts and stuff really well. Like if you just want to keep pumping it up.
Louder.
And that's true for the Baby M80 or the M80. And I am an unapologetic Magnatone fanboy. So
me and Johnny are not running one stereo rig apiece, but
quad stereos.
Two stereo.
Have you guys not
rigs.
seen the Sturgill Simpson rig rundown?
And an ABY that'll swap between them.
2 panoramic stereos in stereo. Stereo, if you will. Stereo.
I like it.
Bring your 5150. Do you guys say 5150 or do you say 5150?
I say 5150.
It's sort of like, do you say your ES335 or your ES335? I've always said 335, but I see the Brits saying 335.
335.
My 335. And then, so I don't know.
Glass of tea, and I did it.
And I had a
like Eric Clapton in his slow hand. Jackass.
My 335. Listen, you gotta love Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton's amazing.
What? Think about what you just said.
I know, Sean. Mighty Woodrow put. I'm assuming that means 5150.
5150.
Or the answer is 1.
5,150.
Oh no. Okay. That's how Sammy said on stage. Okay, that's fair.
Who's Sammy?
Brits are weird. Brits are weird, but sometimes delightful, but always weird. The Spark Brain, I'm right there with you. If I had my cup that I usually have.
Brits, they lost the war.
That's right.
Straight up.
I like my coffee black and my tea in the harbor. That's my 1 cup, but I've lost it. It's somewhere in this building.
Oh, it's here.
It's got to be here. Dylan probably put it in the alley.
Yeah, he's like.
Occasionally, Dylan takes all my cups like that and stacks them in each other, which is nasty, and puts them in the alley.
Dylan,
I'm watching you.
If you're listening, don't do that. It's
I know.
sick.
Okay. He does it because he assumes they belong upstairs in Baxter's, and then I just collect them. It's fine.
Oh no.
I love you, Dylan. It's fine. Is
Do
Woodrow
you say
texting me?
French toast or eggy bread? Brother, what? Eggy bread?
Eggy, I mean,
Hell no.
I actually, okay, so we walked to the gas station this morning and got breakfast. All of us, me, Derek, and Sean, because that's the kind of life we live. And
I got a
we
yogurt
had-
parfait.
we had an eggy bread chicken sandwich, which really means chicken on French toast. Yeah, it's French toast. We don't say eggy bread. We don't eat mushy peas. We don't eat beans on toast.
Excuse me. Beans on toast, mushy peas.
No black pudding. You ever eaten that stuff?
No.
I will.
Because I'm American, all right?
Because I'm an American. The best thing the Brits got going, right? Which we could do this. It's just harder. Like my friend Matt, when I would be staying with him, every day he'd get off work and we'd walk to the little market and get like fresh sausage. And it would be like, it's not just in your refrigerator, like it's fresh. You go get it, bam. And then you go home and cook it. Because they walk, they're not driving, so they just get grocery. When I'm sure this is sweeping generalization.
Did you wrap your arms around them as they made you eggy bread?
Yeah. I would never. And I don't understand. Like, there's a lot of the thing that I always thought was strange is the washing machine in the kitchen.
What, oh, like the washing machine, like
It's like a little thing, and it's in the kitchen.
Insanity. This is all foreign to me. I need to go. I need to see.
And it's sort of like the washer and dryer's together, but it doesn't really dry. It just kind of like tumbles the clothes around. It's very different.
Very different.
Eggy
Sorry,
bread.
I was called out. I hear what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Somebody called me out, so I had to do it. I had to pop another button.
We're going to start saying eggy bread. Guys, I'm going to have to start buying my eggs.
Oh, I'm
again.
going to start saying this on purpose now.
Did I talk about my chickens getting slaughtered on the live stream last week?
I think so.
Did we?
Yeah, because I think that was right after it happened. It was like
I
traumatic.
think my
Your family was all.
I gotta get some new chickens for eggs. I'm so sad. The store-bought eggs, they're just not the same.
Extra Screen said he loves spotted. Never mind.
Who were we talking? I was talking about that with someone the other day, and whoever we were talking about it with couldn't. But they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah,
There's
that's the
nothing.
thing."
There's no way. There's something.
It was
called
with Robbie,
spotted
and
egg.
we had our friend John, who was British. We were talking about it. So you know. Okay, Ned, I wish my wife was here to read this with me. Guitars are like chickens. The headless ones stay in the house. That's the reality I've been living in.
It's true.
That's the reality I've been living. Her head's like growing back, kinda. It's fine. She's gonna be fine.
New member, Peter Southwell.
Yeah.
What's up, Peter?
Peter.
I'm gonna fight him off.
Peter.
We called them dipped eggs in the Midwest.
Did you guys ever make the like when I was a kid, I thought it was just like neat and different, but I'm pretty sure it's because we didn't have any money. Like where you would just dip your bread in a little bit of butter, not eggs, and it was like French toast. Your mom would say, "Oh, it's French toast," but it
and
wasn't.
put cinnamon on it.
And no, we didn't have cinnamon, but we had syrup though. Put syrup on it still.
Same thing.
It would be like, okay, all right.
Some kind of sweetener of some sort. Ours was like brown sugar, cinnamon kind of thing. You know, it's like boom, boom.
Ned, the headless guitars know they cannot grow back. Once that headstock's gone, it's gone. It's done. No, my chicken, the one that survived, like the raccoon, I'm pretty sure it was raccoon, just got like this part, like whoosh, and like all the skin was gone, and I didn't know she was gonna pull through, but she did, and so she's fine. So it's
That thing got
you know,
bop, bop, bopped.
It's all scabbed up. It's all scabbed up.
They don't have sweet and sour sauce in the UK.
I mean, listen, here's a good point, right? Mary, she said, my grandfather would talk about the Great Depression, having only bread and butter in a way that made you jealous you weren't there. Sometimes my grandfather will tell me things about like those times and their family, and it does make you think, okay, there were probably some really good lessons to be learned, of like, you know, you're not irritated because you don't have the newest like iPhone 16 or like, you know.
You want to know what my dad
bullshit
says?
like that. Yep.
Here's what my dad says. Total fabrication, total lie. He used to tell us growing up that we didn't know how bad it could get, right? And like, it wasn't like it was great, but it was fine, right? He's telling us this. He said, whenever I was younger, we'd all have to wait and your mama would tie a piece of chicken to the end of the ceiling fan and cut it on. And as it came by, we would try and get a piece as it came through. That was the only way we all got to eat that night. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the
He
crap
used
I
to
tell my
us that
kids
all
that are
the
absolute
time.
lies. It's just for fun. Yeah, no, that's not good.
No, he like said that in front of her, and he was like, "It's true." Like, and he still says it. She's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Listen. There are some ridiculous things that people say they call things in all these strange states. I want to know the Wisconsin thing, and I also want to know. their toast and beef gravy is kind of hilarious.
You talking about like what, shit on a shingle, right? Isn't that what they call that?
That's what he says.
Yeah, shit
like
on a
everybody used to
shingle.
make toast and beef gravy, call it shit on a shingle.
Yeah, dude.
There you
I
go.
know about shit on a shingle. My grandfather, one of his favorite dishes is shit on a shingle.
What a strange. I feel like someone somewhere had to come from a long line of roofers. Sean's people are like,
exactly. That's what
well,
they're
you know, I
thinking.
couldn't get off the house, so time is money. Time is money. The sun was rising. Gotta beat this midday sun.
It's a perfect dish.
Hey, if you've never been on a freaking roof in the middle of the day, good. Feel happy. I can't comment on the raccoon. There's no comments on the raccoon. I'm sorry. Does Baxter have a lift to get from the shop to his apartment? No. He has a very inconvenient set of stairs that wind around, and when you want to carry things up there, if it's too large, it's pain in the you know what.
We've had to take
We've rigged some stupid
obnoxious things.
Stupid things. Does that stop him from buying large things? No, it doesn't.
No.
Because he's got us, by God. Which is fine.
So it's so narrow too. It's so tight. Like it's like they made it just tight enough so if you had to take a bed up those stairs, it's like nah.
But imagine if we did have a lift. Where like the back hallway where that extra bathroom is. If it wasn't the bathroom, if it's just like doors and there's Baxter in the morning, just standing there like
no pants on.
Good morning.
Typical Baxter vibe.
But
Thank
the
you.
Saucony's on, the shoes.
Oh yeah, just the shoes. You're like
Long
what are you
tube
doing?
socks.
That's him all day.
I'm into that. I would be fine with that. Derek, is there any fun guitar news?
Yeah.
Anybody we should be talking shit about?
News. Let's see here. I'm gonna add. Share the screen here. Guitar news. Boom. All right. So the dude that did the James Bond riff dies. That might be one of the more recognizable riffs in all of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does that whole like boom, 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 boom.
Yep. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
A couple
Well, damn.
people have asked about the Fender Chris Shiflett model.
Oh, another one.
How is this one different? Is it because it's P90s?
I,
Fat cat P90s.
well, I thought the other one had, somebody told me the other one had P90s, but maybe it was just like this one that he was
There was
playing.
for sure one about. Alex has talked shit about that for Shanti's signature model. We can do that too. All right, let's pull up the Chris Shiflett specs. I'm doing it right now.
Here we go. It looks cool. It looks dope. I like P90s.
Let's see what's different.
Sean Brooks, they should have put a 3-saddle bridge system on that. I like 3 brass saddles. That's just me though. Who am I but a purist?
Exactly. Who are you? Who are you?
We did see where the man from Premier Guitar broke the Jack White trim arm. It was pretty funny.
Okay, so that first one, did have the humbuckers.
Man, what do you got on there? Hey
Here's the
guys,
new one.
it's me, Shifty,
Shredding with Shifty.
back at it again, committing adultery and all.
Well, there you go.
Just kidding. I still love Dave Grohl. I know he gets hate now. I'm like,
You would. No, I'm just kidding.
man,
Okay, I'm reading about it. Get ready for a Foo Fighting good time. That straight from Sweetwater.
How dare they?
Sweetwater, we love you.
Somebody needs to be fired. I'd have him in the office right now.
Let me just read this. Can I just read this? Or is Sweetwater going to be mad at us? I'm sorry. I love you all from Sweetwater.
What's
Take
that?
no offense.
Shitty's
Listen,
made to
listen,
measure.
listen.
So many typos.
Listen. Calm down, children. It's like being at home. My God. It's like being home on Thursday morning with my
Oh my
ridiculous
God.
children. When Chris Shifty Shiflett storms the stage with Foo Fighters, not the Foo Fighters, with Foo Fighters, he needs an instrument that can cut through a dense mix. Enter the cleaver.
Shitty's made to measure. Telly
Telly
Deluxe.
Deluxe, with an unmistakable snarl that chops through a cacophony of guitars with the same keen-edged authority as its namesake. My goodness. It's got a belly cut contour that ensures ever-long comfort
Oh
during
my
marathons
God.
and sets.
They really hammed this one up.
I love it. Okay, so these are Cleaver Noiseless CS90 pickups. Man, why'd you have to make them noiseless? How do you guys feel about noiseless?
How does everybody feel about Noiseless?
Let's talk about it.
Me, Noiseless, especially P90s, I'm like, it's supposed to scream, dude. Like, let it feed back. Let it go nuts. Now, woo! you know? Hum the whole nine.
I can't believe Baxter didn't know what a Foo Fighter was either, to be fair.
He has no clue.
Like an actual Foo Fighter.
Yeah, I know.
And now that we all know they're real,
Dave,
they're taking
Pat
us over.
Smear, all those dudes.
Interdimensional beings. Yeah, we're probably all gonna die. It's fine. It's fine.
Ned, you're right. I think Pickup's only job is to make noise. Bingo. Thank you.
I've never heard it stated that clearly. That's the only thing I'll ever say again.
Noiseless equals not as good as the real thing. Straight up.
It's like diet soda.
Vintage noiseless on a.
It's like diet. Generous. I love you guys.
Sean Brooks has got the. He's got the heat
all.
there. You see that one?
Let's see.
Noiseless pickups are for dudes who sit down when they pee.
Oh.
Bang bang and
Ouch.
a skeet skeet.
It's only okay if you're in prison. It's fine if you're in prison.
Guitar is cool. The noiseless pickups not so cool, but I'm sure he's got his reasons. You know, he's a grown man. He can make his big boy choices.
When Dave wants to monologue and talk shit about Taylor Swift, he does not want in the background. He wants it dead silent.
Damn it, Shifty.
It's called creating a moment, Sean. Live. Come on.
You shit.
Creating a moment. That's all.
Okay.
That's fine. That's cool.
Here's AI definitely wrote that. No one talks that way.
No, Sweetwater's been talking that way for quite a while. Unless they had AI before the rest of us.
If it's an artist model, I'm sure that Vernon Reid had some horrible things in it. This one's sure to build a cult of personality around Vernon Reid. Who is the most unsung member of the Foo Fighters? Because I have my take. Do you have one? You got a favorite? You got one that you like more than anybody else? What is that?
I'll be honest with you.
Taylor
I
Hawkins?
know Dave Grohl.
Okay.
I know Shifty. I think Taylor Hawkins is out of the running. I'm sorry. But
No, you did not. No, you did not.
He's not technically playing live right now. So I don't know.
What?
I mean, he's great, but that was probably too soon. Probably wrong.
Damn. It's been years. It's been years.
Don't look at me that way. It's just true. It's just true.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
I'll talk a lot of shit.
That's like,
but not on Taylor Hawkins.
I'm not talking shit on Taylor Hawkins. I'm just saying I can't say now that he's the most unsung person of the band. First off, I don't think he's unsung.
He wasn't.
Because everyone's like, oh my God, Taylor Hawkins is amazing. Yeah. And it's deserved. It's fine. I'm just saying he's not unsung.
Yeah.
That's like when people like list their favorite famous guitarists and they're like, they're the most underrated. I'm like, what do you mean? Like everyone talks about them all the time. Yeah. They're the only ones on the cover of X magazine,
It's like Eric Clapton gets all that, and I'm like, he shouldn't even be on Mount Rushmore. Let's be honest. Anyways, so Taylor Hawkins, I think, even before his death, was kind of the second man in command.
Celebrated, yes. But I think, do we think Shiflett is celebrated in the same way?
I think he has been more in time, and then.
But now listen, here was my thing I was going to admit to. Like, I don't know that I know the names of anyone really besides that. Like, I know Dave, I know Chris Shiflett, I know.
You don't know Rami?
Who?
The keyboardist?
No. Absolutely not.
Todd Roy went, no.
Justin Hawkins, now that is a living legend.
He is a living legend.
But listen, how many guitars on stage in the Foo Fighters?
Dave Grohl.
Yep.
Chris Shiflett.
So we know we got a Trini Lopez on stage.
Yep.
We know we got Chris Shiflett, who's kind of looks like maybe I know he's been playing the P90 thing for a while.
And then the true unsung hero of the Foo Fighters, in my opinion, completely, is Pat Smear, a punk rock legend. Nirvana. He was in Nirvana too, folks. Okay, and he was an icon at that time.
So he's a pity member. Now I just want to say controversial.
Wow.
I can't stop myself.
Wow. Pat Smear just getting knocked in the damn nuts. This has been his whole career, and he's just the sweetest dude.
He does look like the sweetest dude. He looks like a dude you'd just be like, oh man, I couldn't kick you out of my band either.
Whenever we inevitably meet Pat Smear, and this is gonna happen, I have a feeling in my bones.
He's gonna be like, I saw your live stream.
He's gonna be like,
I'm sorry, Mr. Smear.
I didn't really care about that thing that you said.
Alex says the best Foo Fighters was when Dave played all the instruments.
Well, yeah, Alex, but I mean, Wasted Light's good. Okay, Pat Smear on Wasted Light. That's some, you know.
Man, okay. Here's a wild comment, but there's a lot of truth in this. Pat is too polite to be celebrated.
I agree. I will agree with that. He is so sweet and so kind, and yes, you're right, Todd Roy. It's hard to believe that he was in the germs, and is so polite and did like he was like in my opinion the dirtiest, filthiest, noisiest punk rock band. Like absolutely like what is happening, and then is so sweet and kind and amazing, and I think that is like the essence of punk rock. So Pat Smear is my favorite.
Listen, you know more about this than I do.
Yep.
But so whose role is what? Like I mean, we know Dave's role, we know Taylor Hawkins'
Yeah.
role. So like obviously we know the keyboard player's role is to make make all the noises that aren't guitars. But I'm mostly kidding. Break down the guitarist's role?
So
I mean, Dave plays the rhythm and sings.
And this is actually really cool. If you want to know more about this specifically, they just put out a video, and this is the first thing that Dave Grohl has done since the controversy has happened. Which, like I said, I don't care really. I'm here for Dave Grohl. He's like he's my rock god father. Like in my head, that's what I see when I think rock and roll. That's what you're supposed to aspire to be. Anyways, you got Dave Grohl playing. He plays more like from especially seeing him live, and what they talk about in that show is like a lot of like pretty much like rhythm wise, right?
Well,
like
'cause he's a
everyone's
drummer.
pushing, you know.
He's a drummer,
and
he plays guitar like a
yeah,
drum kit.
You see him a lot of times where he'll stop and like kind of like pull off and just focus on singing, because clearly he's kind of doing two roles there, trying to make that happen. But he's a badass rhythm guitar player. Then with Shifty, I do feel like you see there's some lead stuff going on there. He plays a lot of those cool iconic riffs that I think
the little
you're
neat
used to.
little like
Yes.
yeah. That's fun.
And then what Pat Smear's role has kind of become is more baritone based. But you know, you see him doing stuff where he like builds on like power chords, a lot more of that punk energy. From the video that I watched, and also kind of what it seemed to be on stage when I saw him live.
When you have a big band like that, if everybody pays attention, you can add a ton of energy without getting muddy.
Yeah.
What it seems like to me, and I'm off my saying things just to get Sean riled up for the moment. It seems to me like Dave just said, "Oh, you guys are my friends, and I like you, and you're cool. Let's just have a giant band because we can, you know."
Well,
and I think that's kind of neat.
It's like what we're doing tonight, you know.
It's like what we're doing tonight,
yeah.
you know. We could go do this show with 4 of us.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
and it would have been done.
It would have been fine,
Yeah.
but we said no. Let's make it as complicated as possible.
Well, it's like we've
But
always
it's
told
fun.
each other. Like if one of us gets famous, the other one is
We're all
guaranteed to
A roadie
be
job.
on it. What? Good. We always joke about guitar tech that has more advantages than anyone else in the crew. So it's like they just walk up and it's like, no, you can do whatever you want.
The Allman Brothers
Comes
said
out
they
on
were like
stage.
that. They said that when they got famous and like had the jet, they were like, our roadies had like roadies, you know, like a crew, like they were just in charge, like our friends were. But anyways,
Yes.
Now Greg has this was funny. He said Pat Smear's the coolest. Always show up to a gig without a guitar and go, "Can I borrow your guitar for my punk set?" I'm sure there's a story I don't know here, but I've met that dude who's like, "Oh yeah, can I just play your gear tonight?"
He definitely is usually playing like, I've seen him play like Tyskos and weird Gibsons, and like he just picks up like weird stuff that I'm like, that's dope.
Ryan says Pat's the sledgehammer. Spark Brain says, and this is a legitimate question because I kind of, do Foo Fighters have a lead guitarist?
I wouldn't consider it like lead, but really, if there was a lead dude, it would be Shifty. Like, because at the show, they go through all the guitar players and everybody on stage, and they get their like moment, right? And that dude went to shredding on some Queen stuff, I believe is what it was. It was nuts. He was pretty badass.
So there you go. What? Sean Brooks, the purple bubbly's the worst. What?
That's a hot take. Come on. I think the lime's the worst one.
The lime kind of is the
The
worst.
lime
one.
blows.
I
hate
enjoy
whenever
the
I go
purple
up there and they don't have that one. They've
This
just
one- this is
got
the one I
lime.
want. Yeah.
Because they only carry those 2 there. And if I have to bring a lime back, I know in my heart I'm coming back with an inferior product.
FN says, are there any good deals to be had at casino? You got to call Dylan for that.
Yeah. Call in, dude.
Call Dylan and say, hey, Dylan, what are the Black Friday deals? There are some.
Have you heard the ye old saying, you miss all the shots you don't take?
Oh,
Well, guys,
100%.
take some shots. Literally.
Okay, Sean has given us the key. He says the lime is the best. Just add vodka. That's what we're missing.
That is
That's
what we're
why
missing.
we have these things, because we learn as much as anybody. Now I kind of want to try it.
Jesus Christ. Greg's dope addiction. Coop is going off the fringes here. He's like diving into stuff. He's like, I know the secrets.
Hey, whatever,
That's amazing.
whatever they needed to do to get through.
Did Sean get the vapors when he found out Dave the rock star had a side piece? What's the vapors?
I think you're just like the Clint.
I mean, not
Like,
really.
you know,
I
feeling
was
yourself.
pretty laid back about it. It's funny. My girlfriend was like, she's like, I just can't believe this, because we went to the show together, and she was like, this is amazing. Like, it was like a cool moment, especially for me and like my connection with that kind of music. It was fun, but then it was like not long after that the stuff came out, and she was like, she's like, can you believe this? I was like, oh yeah, who cares? And she went, how can you say that? And then it turned into the whole thing. It was great.
All right, here's a good question from Sean Brooks. Do you guys think PRS will ever overtake Gibson or Fender in sales?
Sean Brooks. You know how hard it is to answer a question like that in an open forum? You want my honest thoughts?
It's like watching the Alien thing. I can't talk about that here. I'm sorry.
I can't talk about it.
We know the answer, but no. Yeah, no.
Not in an open forum.
Man, it would be really tough.
It would take.
Like one of those companies
Well,
closing.
And
No, I mean, not really.
Here's
but,
a philosophy that I've heard before. I don't necessarily hold this belief, and I don't think any of us here at the shop do, but we have heard before from somebody that, you know, they were asked the reason as to why PRS is not seen as big as Fender and Gibson, why it isn't taken in like those two brands. And the response from the person right away was they weren't at Woodstock. And they said that was the moment, there was a moment in time where guitar music was this thing that completely just took over. And from there, they said it's not that the guitars are bad or that anything is wrong with any of that.
There's a million of great guitars out there that are arguably better than Fenders or Gibsons quality-wise and maybe functionally-wise. And you might put PRS in that category, right? Like a lot of people would. I'm not saying that I would necessarily, but a lot of people would. But it's just, they don't have the history.
Yep.
I mean, they're just, and I mean, you know, Fender and Gibson both have like a ton, like they are iconic brands at this point, so they have money and like a corporate thing behind them.
Yep.
Whereas like, I'm not sure that PRS would benefit from that.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't even think they're at a size right now, like obviously every company wants to grow, right? Every company wants to increase their bottom line, but you know, I don't think, I think like that would mean a lot more like mass produced, like cutting a few corners probably on some of the things that PRS does, and I'm just not sure that would be good, you know?
I don't think so either. In the, you know, I want to preface this with us saying like it's not that we believe they could never overcome this challenge. It's just hard to imagine it. And what I see PRS as, and I think this is a good thing, is they are the #1 boutique guitar maker. And some people will argue with that and say, oh, it's not one guy making it and all that. I think they are the #1 boutique
They
guitar
still
maker.
have that kind of vibe to them, right?
They do.
When you get to the core and especially the private stock stuff. I just think about it, like I don't even think about it as that as much. I think about it like, you know, Fender is the much younger company of Fender and Gibson.
Yeah.
The guy whose name is Fender has owned that company since 1965. You know,
Gibson, there wasn't a Gibson.
but
you know,
well, it wasn't
there
like
was.
1890s.
That's what I mean.
You know?
But never in common day, right?
But Paul still walks around the factory. I mean, that puts it in perspective, right? Like Paul's still there. He's the #1 guy. He's running the show. Yeah. So you know, I just think that's the deal.
Ned, I'm sure you're joking. He said, if Woodstock is what makes or break you, why is Sha-Na-Na not bigger? The Woodstock is the metaphor for the 60s and 70s,
just
you know, and
you know.
I'm sure you know that, but I just want to put that out there for everybody, is that it's not literally Woodstock, it is that moment in time that all that stuff happened, you know?
Sean's basically saying Santana's best tone was with an SG. That's what he means when he says
what I mean.
Woodstock.
No. But if you think
I'm
about
only
it, right?
kidding.
Whenever we think, even our our Mount Rushmore of guitar players that I like to joke about, right, is going to be a Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton, a Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, tons of blues guys. I mean, and I could go on, and we'll all argue about who our favorite guitar players of all time are and stuff like that, right? But the fact of the matter is there was a moment in time, and if PRS would have been there then, I am almost 100% positive there would have been people in that caliber playing those guitars. It would be hard for me to believe that they wouldn't. So if they would have been there then, I bet we would talk about them in that same light. But in their own way, I think they should lean into the idea of we are the biggest boutique brand in the world, which kind of is, do they call it an oxymoron? Is that the thing where they collide and it doesn't work? It's like, no, that cancels out.
You can't be a big boutique brand.
Yeah.
Mayor McShee says, what would PRS be without John Mayer for the last decade?
Who?
Have you never seen Nickelback?
Are you talking about Juan Mayor?
Juan Mayer? I
Juan Mayer was
the
rough.
things that are fun. That's the best one when he sings that. I'm just like, man, that's amazing. Go follow Juan Mayer right now. Leave the live stream. Follow him. Follow him. Justice for John Mayer. That's what it is. Justice for Juan Mayer.
Juan Mayor. Mr. Juan Mayor.
Rickenbacker gets no love. Need another 80s type revival. I mean, I just think Rickenbacker is such a niche sort of I don't think that should. It's really hard to have a Rickenbacker be your everything sort of main guitar. You know what I mean? Unless you're playing that sort of
And I know I can speak for you.
Or,
We love Rickenbacker.
I do.
But whenever you pick one up and play it, what gets me is they want to keep doing Rickenbacker, and I get that completely. But imagine a Rickenbacker with a big chunky neck on it.
Yeah, dude.
Swapping a couple of things out, fixing things. But then would it be a Rickenbacker?
I mean, if I had a Rickenbacker, it would be for
That's right.
a song or two, or it'd be
That thing.
a studio thing,
Yes.
layered. That's where Rickenbackers are amazing. I mean, obviously there's how much I love Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and that's a huge part of their sound is those Rickenbacker parts. Yeah. But again, they're parts. You know what I mean? Mike Campbell's one of the few guys I've seen using it more like a rock thing too, where he's playing a slide line on it and doing stuff. They sound great like that. I just don't think they're versatile, or the feel is quite what most people want.
We were talking about this going into this show is that I struggle to swap guitars and stuff like that whenever I go to play a gig, because I get so at home with one guitar. I just want to play that thing and feel it and know it really well. I could not imagine for a moment trying to play a Rickenbacker for a whole gig. It would be cool, but it'd just be weird. I don't know.
Ned's Donut Shop said Joe Walsh plays slide in a Rickenbacker with a shitload of gain on Rocky Mountain Way on the Drew Carey show with Little Richard, and that is kind of
That
awesome.
sounds dope.
That's a great episode. Have you ever seen that episode?
That is a great episode. There's a couple of great episodes of it, but
Check it out.
that are guitar.
For Sean's reference, Drew Carey, they're going to start a band, and they have all these people come try out for their band.
Oh, that's sick.
And it's everybody from, I think, Eddie Van Halen.
It's like Dave Mustaine,
Dave Mustaine,
Lisa Loeb.
Every famous
It's all these
player
people,
of the
yeah.
time.
It's pretty great. Slow down, kid. Don't be so nervous. It's supposed to sound that way. No, sure it is, kid. That's the best part. But anyways, is it Slash? Slash on there?
I think Slash is on there. I think Joe Satriani.
There's a lot. It's pretty freaking awesome. But I mean, you could absolutely do it, and it's super cool. Like I said, Mike Campbell does it, and it's pretty awesome. Mike Campbell is who kind of made me feel like Slide on the Gretsch sounded awesome, and it does.
I just want to point out, Ned said it's not the tryout episode.
I was gonna say
had a
that's
house
a different
party.
That was a
It's
different episode.
In all caps,
But,
he was like an authority on this.
it was different. It was different.
I've seen every episode of Drew Carey times
I
3.
love it. The tried episode was actually really hilarious, though. The Mighty Woodrow. I missed why we're saying Slash. Why are we saying Slash? Joey. Oh, you're just saying who was on the thingamajigger. Yeah, no, that's
Joey
true.
Ramone, that's funny.
That's true. Okay, here's an interesting thing. Chris Quinn. Something about Mark Agnesi talking about we developed the Les Paul burns me a bit. 4 corporations and 70+ years ago. Who's we? Dude, you can say we made the Play Authentic video. I mean, I absolutely can understand that.
I can understand where you're coming from. I think, and if us talking to Mark, what I see with him being at Gibson and everything like that is he truly, and it's not like a bit for the performance of his YouTube stuff. That man loves Gibson.
Well, he loves Gibson, which is why he knows so much about vintage guitars.
The history.
But I think
everything.
I think if you go into a corporation like that at that level, which it is a corporation, so like don't make no mistake about that, obviously.
Yeah.
And it is the thing is the bottom line, right? Like they love it and they want it to do good and American icon, blah blah, but they want to make money, and that's okay. Like that's what corporations are supposed to do. But I think you got to buy in on that level. That would be like if you came in here, because Baxter started Casino Guitars 2 years before I met him. But I've been here for a while now, and you everyone here has. But you know, it'd be weird if we were like, well, when Casino, you know, like we say we, and obviously that's on a much smaller scale. But I just think you have to buy in at that level.
Well, I mean,
or you're not really pushing for the brand.
Like and I think that's like the ownership that we take in this place because we love it. You know what I mean? Like, in the same thing, like talking to Mark, he loves it, dude. And like, if you replaced Mark with Trogly, Gibson would burn. You would watch it end. All right.
It would be. It'd be
it would be over.
I like Ned's idea.
He's gonna be every guitar before it leaves the line. He's gonna do a video on it and take it apart and be like, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this?"
Ned says they should make a reality show where Mark Agnesi and Trogly live in a house together. I wouldn't want to do that to Mark.
I wouldn't want to do that to Mark either.
Or,
God.
Maybe anyone. I don't know.
Nothing against Trogly, but Jesus, dude.
You know, nothing against him. One of the first things you learn. Spark Brain says one of the first things you learn in a corporation is the we language.
We.
I sort of get it. Hive mind.
We are the hive mind. I do think, though, if you, having talked to Mark, and I think most people, if you've been at the Gibson garage and you bumped into him and talked to him, you know, there ain't no way around saying that boy is in. Like, he loves it. Like, loves it. I respect it.
But Mary McShee says it comes off as sort of, he should say Gibson, him saying we. I do feel like, when he was talking to us, like when we were sitting in the vault, that was more how he phrased it. You know, Gibson came up with, he's telling us about all these innovations that you know a lot of people get credit for. But I mean, you know, I don't know. It's fine. Tim Truton says, here's an interesting question. Tim Truton says, how does Trogly even get all the money to get all those guitars? I guess he just flips them, but sometimes I think he's got a touch.
He does.
But I mean, that's kind of that's probably what makes him good at what he does.
Yes. He is really good at what he does, and I want to specify that before I say this. He also messages people and demands quite low prices and drives it to be a point to be made on that. And I don't want to say anymore. I was about to go into a direction. I don't want to come off like an asshole.
What, Sean? It's too late.
It's too late. I know. But
that's Sean's character. Have you guys got it?
Have you got it? Have you gotten the bit yet? I'm actually not like this in real life. I swear.
No, this isn't me.
I've got to explain away me being an asshole. It's like, no, it's just a personality.
No. It's just I just play an asshole on YouTube.
It's cute, right? Right? Shit. No. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. It'll be fine. No, Trogly does good. It's fine. He's great. He has a touch of the tism. That's how he gets the guitars at a good deal.
Okay, so here's a Mary Ritchie says the owners of Gibson literally might not know they own Gibson is less than 1% of their portfolio. Is there any universe where, like, if you're running Gibson, you say, oh, thank God they leave us alone and they don't care what we do? Because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I could see a scenario where maybe that's for the best, but I don't know. It just depends on everybody's mentality, right? And it's hard. It is hard in a corporation that big, like, to wonder what is steering the ship, like what motives. Because we all want to think that, oh, it's just, you know, making amazing guitars and selling dreams, like Guitar Center's motto or whatever. You know, I found one of my little Guitar Center like Dickies, like black, like the little red tag shirt thing. So I got to start wearing it on here. Let's just get my Guitar Center pack.
You have to.
That might be our NAMM outfit. We dress.
I just wear Guitar Center.
We all get Guitar Center.
That would be really confusing for people. And then we would just go hang out like it, you know. We can make a fake Guitar Center booth. Just put guitar, like change the logo slightly, or make a casino logo that looks like Guitar Center.
Oh, that's too easy, dude.
You know what I mean?
A casino guitars, Guitar
but
Center
it
logo.
looks like the GC logo. That would be hilarious.
CG. I mean, it's all right there.
That would be hilarious.
It's literally
actually.
all right there.
And then we all wear shirts that look like
Yeah.
it. Just change the patch.
We're gonna be.
I mean, I can get us Guitar Center shirts from eBay.
Okay, so we're gonna be going to the Asheville Guitar Show, and what I'm
Make sure my
thinking
still
we
fits.
do
I was a bit thinner.
is we
but,
make it CG Guitar Center branded styled things. That would be hilarious.
I didn't know.
We're
Guitar
gonna get
Center was
another
there.
cease and desist, dude. This is gonna be amazing.
Another cease and desist. He says, "Yes, unfortunately, those have come for us."
Whoa! Oh,
We all
man.
panic because we're like, Baxter,
Guys,
is this okay?
it's funny.
Yeah, no.
I'm an asshole as a joke online. People are assholes in the real world, for real.
Mayor McChee says branded velvet smoking jackets. Don't give too much away. Don't give it away. Although I do like that idea. I almost wore. I've got this like burgundy velvet like blazer thing coat.
Johnny,
that I almost wore tonight.
Shirt, is it the Red Cap brand?
Yeah. That's the one. That's what I was looking for.
I guess I know what people are getting for Christmas.
You've had some cease to exist letters for real? Yes,
Cease to
we
exist.
have.
We've had some of those too. Could
And-
you just fucking die already?
Yeah.
We hate you.
Not even for being assholes online, just for being like,
Just existing.
just existing, just saying stuff.
Hair.
Just
Listen,
for having fucking
If you're
hair.
online, you're bound to get this. There's angry people everywhere. Angry, unfortunate people.
There are people who, and I mean, this was like early days of the guitar shop.
Jesus.
There was a guy who was like, Jonathan, I hate you. You should die. I hope your family gets harmed. Like crazy shit.
I'm sure you can still find some of the comments in the early videos.
It was like, and
Jay
it was
Taylor. His name was Jay Taylor.
It was
that was his YouTube handle.
over nothing. It was like, wasn't even
my
talking.
favorite one was, I know these guys. He walks around like he's some kind of god, and I was like, I'm so,
In what world? It was just,
You did call yourself Guitar Jesus.
I did not call myself Guitar Jesus. That was a joke.
Well, now that
amongst
you put it
people
that way.
around town, they were like, "It's guitar," but that's because I have long hair and a beard because I'm an idiot. I don't know.
somebody called, so James was on the channel for like this cigarettes and coffee thing, and this is the worst one. And I don't condone
one-
people saying this.
this
This was
one-
the meanest shit.
It was so mean, and I cannot laugh because it was so. It's just wrong.
You're
but
like,
God,
what
it's
the
funny.
fuck,
He
man?
doesn't look like that now.
He doesn't look like that now. He's a handsome man.
That might
He's
have
a
been the
handsome
thing where
dude.
he was like, you know what? I got to get up every day and give a damn. I don't know.
This dude commented, I don't know who that other guy is, but he looks like a jar of mayonnaise in a damn V-neck t-shirt.
That's what they said. A jar of mayonnaise in a shirt, in a t-shirt, and I was like, damn,
It
that
was
is-
bad.
That is rough. That is rough.
Ryan Chilton said, this man runs Southern Pines. I've seen it. With an iron fist, Ryan.
Like a god.
Between here and the gas station, Jonathan walks around.
Every sun you see, everything the sun touches. It's like the Lion King. No, it's just really funny. Actually, Tom's right. Baxter's wife actually does run Southern Pines, like literally.
I mean, seriously, it's funny. They just could see the future. They were like, I see where this is going.
Listen, it's just really, if you ever think to yourself, and many of you maybe have done this, I don't know. If you ever think to yourself, oh, I'd like to be on a YouTube channel or a large Instagram channel, just
No.
remember,
People are going to hate you.
don't read the comments.
Don't read the comments.
Or
People
if you
are-
do, you got to take it all with just a grain of happiness and be like, okay.
Or you end up making a fake account to go and comment back on the shit.
You're a piece of-
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wait until I get my hands on you.
The Mighty Woodrow says, I'm Johnny Stunt Double O'Donnell's. You actually could be. Because it's funny how lots of people mistake us for each other. Pretty funny.
It's true. I
Mary G says, I feel like Johnny could be the young heartthrob son of Santa Claus in a Hallmark movie. That's me.
It's true.
The heir to it all.
You want to know what the
Mr.
truth
Claus.
about it is? Is we get on the internet and we say goofy things and like,
do.
we extend
We
our
have opened ourselves
personalities.
to these things, yes.
And like we joke and talk
and I get
mess. I will say on behalf of all of us here, I think we are probably some of the most tame, kind-hearted, go out of your way. We have a saying here that says no good deed goes unpunished. That's how much we just go out of our way to
we
do
should get
shit.
shirts that just say no good deed, ... And that should be what we wear around. But
And it's
Jesus.
just funny to see people say that, and it's like, you can do all the right things in life, or at least attempt to do all what you feel are the right things in life, I should say. And still, somebody out there is going to talk shit about you. And somebody that you personally know is gonna go and comment on that.
Dude,
and
that
talk
was
shit
the worst part of it.
After
that was the worst part of it.
this dude busted up a Silver Sky. This is like
We could
the
name
year
some
that
names
Silver Skies came
that
out.
We're not when
He
you couldn't get them.
knocked the
when,
paint off
like,
of this
they
thing.
were gone. Oh.
And he hung it back up, didn't say anything. We knew it was him, and we just let it go. We were like, whatever. And then literally 2 months later, after the guitar sold, I saw that asshole comment on one of those Jay Taylor comments, and he's like, "You're right. These guys do suck. I know them." I'd kill him. If Thomas, you walk in that door, I'm gonna smack the hell out of you. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the guy.
This is the
I don't like
longest
this.
grudge I've ever seen Sean hold.
No, seriously.
Every time we talk about this,
Cannot.
comes up, he gets riled up,
Drives me insane.
and I think there's some good reasons why, but it's just funny.
He's like always selling guitars and come by and pick up a box. He hasn't come in since that stuff happened.
I wonder why.
But
because we were always trying to help him out. That was the thing
give
about
him boxes,
it, right?
do
Always
stuff
trying to
out
help
of
him
your way
out.
to be like, nah, man, here, don't. He'd be like, you want
It's
10 bucks?
fine.
No, man, take it. You take it.
It's fine.
Never bought a piece of gear from us. Never bought anything. Just being cool.
That.
Fucking
Don't
dick.
you love that? It's always the people that you bend over backwards to help out,
And
then they never actually buy anything.
No
but they show you the
good
shit they
deed.
buy from other places, and then they come and say, "You guys are pieces of. You guys think that we got to have these high end. No, we don't. We really don't. I mean, like
you know how
but,
you joke about YouTube boxing and stuff like that, and guitar world boxing and stuff. I don't want to fight any other creator, any other people. I want to fight people like that. And I think we should just take a moment and be like, if you're a YouTuber, you find that person who leaves the craziest comments, and you go, take them down. Give him the Tyson Paul slap.
Good thing
dude.
Good thing we're nonviolent.
That was the realest hit of the whole damn thing.
Would never raise a hand in anger. No one here. We're not rednecks at all.
No.
No, we might be. There is a little debate going. Todd Roy says,
Okay.
what bugged me recently about Gibson, of the many list of things, was them saying Mary Ford was a badass. She was a Les Paul player and pretty good for her time, but badass, nope.
I don't know. I feel like
You gotta calm down, Thompson.
I know.
That's what you always say to your wife when she's getting out of control.
Calm down.
Just calm down.
Here's $10.
It
Go buy
works.
yourself
It works
something
every
nice.
time. Every time. 80% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Oh man.
Tom, we appreciate you. And you getting us drunk. And then Greg McFadden says, and you know, I understand Todd's sentiment. I have the Mary Ford is a badass shirt. People are always asking me who she is when I wear it. True. To be a female guitarist back then was pretty badass. The thing I think is most badass is when you see the clip of Les Paul playing the crazy stuff and she's like copying it. I mean, you know, for then, she was a badass.
Listen, I'm not trying to brag here, but holding her guitar was kind of badass.
that was cool. Like,
and it made me think in my mind, she's a badass. How much of that is just the guitar though? Because the guitar was really cool. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I don't know.
Different Mary Ford, Sean Brooks. I'm pretty sure. Like, here's the question, right? Here's a legit question, and I don't mean this to be any sort of way. I'm just asking. This is just like we should be able to ask this. Would anybody care about Mary Ford? Les Paul died. He wasn't alive. He wasn't there. Is Mary Ford still a guitar player? Do people care about her? Do people care about her as an artist? Maybe they care about her more. I don't know. But
yeah, she didn't have that boat anchor of a husband weighing her down.
I mean, like, was she a thing?
No. Okay. So here's
Alex. I'm sorry. Tell your wife that I'd never said that to my wife either.
Don't tell me to calm down.
You know, have a sense of self-preservation, and I wouldn't say things like that.
Well,
I've said some dumb things that I only said once in my years of marriage so far.
I'm learning.
You learn.
4 or 5 years of learning on me that I'm like,
learn.
oh, okay. So not that. All right. Don't say crazy. Don't call her crazy. You know, you can think it, and then whenever things are fine,
you can be like, that was a little crazy, right?
you're crazy. She's
Listen,
yeah, I am.
my wife is great for lots of reasons, but my wife will text me. She's gonna be so mad if she hears this, but she'll be watching. Today will be the day she's watching. Because every time Baxter's like, she doesn't watch this, I'm like, no, she actually did watch that.
I see at 1 hour and 9 minutes and 53 seconds in, you talk shit.
She'll send me the craziest thread of text, and I used to be like panic and would respond, which is never the right thing. But now she'll just be stressed for a minute, and like she texts the crazy stuff, and then she'll be like, "Sorry, had a momentary breakdown. That's crazy. I'm sorry." Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about things that aren't real actual problems, right? Yeah. But or when I really didn't do something stupid. But I appreciate that my wife will self-regulate.
In the circle of trust,
self-regulate.
We never do anything stupid. We're just trying to do the right thing.
We're just out here trying to make a dollar.
Trying to make it.
Just grinding, hustling. Just hustling.
On the Mary Ford topic, what I want to say is, this is the only point that I want to make. It's hard to say because back then, women guitar players were not heralded. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to say.
I probably am slightly preferring Rosetta Thorpe, Sister Rosetta Thorpe.
That's what I was going to say.
I think she is really badass.
She is a badass.
Yeah. Unquestionably.
Yes. Now, if Mary Ford got the opportunity to truly shred and not have that boat anchor of a jazz player next to her.
What a lose.
I just want the tone cleaner. I love Les Paul.
Can we make what about recording pickups? No.
Yeah, exactly. What if I just put this weird single coil in there that sounds bad?
Listen, the Spark Brain says, John, does it also take you hours to get her to tell you where she wants to eat? No longer than it takes for me, Derek, and Sean to decide where we'd like to eat.
True.
I think that's just anytime multiple people have to decide on food.
Yeah.
But have you guys seen the meme where the dude is sitting there on Instagram and he's like, honey, you'll never guess where I'm taking you for dinner. And she's like, you're taking me, and then he just says yes to whatever she says. And he's like, that's the way. And I'm like, man, I've yet to try it, but.
It's smart, it is.
It seems smart. Chris Quinn is saying, are you saying Mary Ford is Oates? I don't know what that means, but it's kind of funny. But no, I mean, I don't know. I do think it's cool. I think Mary Ford is pretty darn cool. Like you said, seeing her, that Les Paul Deluxe that we got, it's in the vault at Gibson, pretty awesome.
Are we talking about Hall & Oates? Because, yes.
She's a rich girl.
My favorite member of Hall & Oates is John Oates. I think he's the sweetheart of the group. He plays down at...
so you're like, Daryl's out.
Well, I just feel like...
Daryl's house can get...
Daryl has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, maybe. He's a little full of himself.
It's a bitch, girl.
He thinks a little highly of himself.
He's Hall.
He's
the Hall in Hall & Oates.
You're coming to
Why
my
would
house
you think
to play.
highly of yourself? Why, G.E. Smith?
I don't know. You almost bought Daryl Hall's old Jaguar. Well, you could get his Cougar for free. Ha! Suck it.
I see. We're going off the rails. It's time. It's time to close. Shut it down, boys. Shut it in stream.
Oh yeah.
I would have liked to seen John Oates at the Underdog. We missed it by a week last time we were in Nashville. We could have seen old John Oates with Guthrie Trapp, and that would have been pretty awesome, I think.
You should approach them with $10 in the hand, huh? Is that right, Tom?
Dollars. Tens of dollars.
Imagine you walk up.
Ones.
Hey, calm down.
Dozens of dollars. I did give my wife $7 the other day. It was all the cash I had. I said, here you go.
1, 2,
Get
3,
yourself
4,
a little
5
snack.
times 2.
She needed snack money. I said, okay. Sadly, $7 is not much of a snack.
I know, I was gonna say.
I've
Kit Kat.
been to the gas station for 2 days in a row. We've been. I'm telling you, we've been hustling hard for this crazy variety show. And so, there's been gas station snacks, and I'm like, damn, $12, $13. Used to be, you had $3 or $4, you were good.
There you go.
Drink. It's a little sweet treat.
You can get something. My dad had a buddy who he used to work with. His name was Guy, and he had some kids, right? And he said, I just like to make sure I put, $2 to $5 in my kids' little compartment in their cars so that in case they break down and they need some gas money, and I'm almost positive it was $2 he put in there.
Well, my dad always likes to tell me how, his dad could give him a dime and they could go to the store and get a drink and candy and blah, blah. And he's like, and I remember when it went up to $0.25, and I'm like, oh. I mean, my dad's not like, it should be that now. He knows what it is now.
Yeah.
He's not delusional, but it's just really funny.
This guy is delusional. He thought that would get them a quarter of a tank of gas. And my dad looked at me and said, Bo, he's like, that ain't gonna do nothing. He's like, they won't even be able to walk to the store on that.
I appreciate my dad because he'll be like, I'll go do something with him on Fridays. He's like, let's get you some gas. And I'm like, Dad, I am just a musician. Let me have my dignity.
It's the only thing I've got.
It's all I've got left. Who am I kidding? It's not there. It's gone.
Here's a quarter called Someone Who Cares. Tom?
Here's
Yes.
a quarter.
I used to actually carry quarters in my pocket. This was about a year ago. And I would have that in mind.
that?
And I would actually do that to people.
Got to have a quarter and a dime when it was all over.
Mainly my
before
friends.
before they shut it down.
Yeah, they would laugh.
You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
what is Coop talking about? Crack dogs. They
How
can't.
much
I
are
mean,
two
they're
crack
pretty
dogs at
cheap.
this-
They're pretty cheap. That's the way. That's the best way to eat.
Crack dogs or
crack dogs.
corn dogs?
No. You
Crack
don't want the
dogs.
corn. That corn will kill you. The government puts chemicals in that. The crack is pure. Anyways. All right, boys. What else have we got? We got anything else today? Or is it time for us to go rehearse? Should we all buy imported guitars now before the tariffs kick in?
Nah.
I mean, listen. The imported guitars I want now are still all like $2,000. Is it gonna matter? Not that much.
You know what I think is better than that? Buying something that's American made from your neighbor.
From your neighbor.
From your neighbor, dude. Go find a neighbor.
I
tell
built
them to
this
build you a
telly
guitar.
out of a barn.
Exactly. See that?
I'm sorry. That was over the line. It was over the line. Yeah, I'm with Mayor McCheese. If you can buy USA
If
made,
you can,
do it.
do it. You know? And I'm not saying
I
that to
don't
be
know what's gonna
elitist
happen
or
with the old
nationalist. I'm
with
just saying.
the SEs and that stuff. I mean,
Feel good about where you spend your money.
see.
Mayor McCheese is right on it.
I think we actually, this is
As-
one of our video topics. We didn't shot it yet, but we were talking about this, and I think we're gonna maybe chat about this in an upcoming video.
Well, I was going to say, as a poor,
Card carrying member right here.
spend your money where you feel good about it at, as much as you possibly can.
You know,
Okay.
scratch offs.
Let's see. Somebody said something. Sean, I still want to talk about starting a guitar show. A guitar show? Starting it?
Like an actual going to a guitar show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I was like, what? It's like, we're on one right now. What do you mean? It's like, you're in it, dude. You're a part of this.
The Spartan brain says, I've watched my neighbor mow his grass when the blades are not engaged. No thanks. Listen, we've all got that neighbor. The funny thing is, like, I'm trying to decide if I saw my neighbor doing that, if I would say something. If I'd be like, hey, or if I would just sit and watch and, like, drink my coffee. I don't know. Depends on the neighbor, I guess.
I mean, yeah, how do you...
Give the man his dignity.
Exactly.
Just let him mow the
I'm
yard
like,
twice.
because then you're going to go over there and say that, and he's going to be like,
hey, dumbass. You know your blades aren't on.
that's some shit my grandpa would do even if the blades were on, but I just didn't have it down enough like he liked. He'd be like, hey, dumbass, drop it
Do
down
you
another
cut
notch.
this again next week? Huh? I'm not paying you twice. As if you got paid. But yeah, okay. Spartan Brain did not say a word. We laughed a lot. I mean, that is pretty funny, actually. You know, there you go. So, there you go. All right, folks. I have enjoyed this one. I have laughed a lot. Derek might throw up his phone side stage tonight and live stream us, so be on the lookout for that. I don't know if it'll happen. It's 6:30 Eastern time if that happens. Like I said, could be amazing. Could be a train
on the
wreck.
end of my guitar.
There you go. So they just see that amazing fretboard work.
Oh, the red show cam. Okay. Make sure you wear sunglasses and you slick that shit way back. I want it so far back, dude. Fucking.
Dude, we forgot to announce our giveaway for this month, which we only have 1 week left.
It's next door.
Okay.
So I can tell you what it is, and I'll show you what
Just
it is
tell 'em,
next week.
tell 'em real quick.
It's a funky pedal, but it's cool. It's an octave pedal, and at that, it's a passive octave pedal. So you don't need power supply. It's called the Believe, and one of our super sweet guys, Scott, his name is Scott Manfra. He's a good friend of ours. He gave it to me, and he told me, he said, he gave it to the shop, but he told me, he said, hey man, can you give that pedal away on the live stream like you guys have been doing? I said, absolutely, Scott. So this one is from Scott Manfra. He just was in the shop and he had this pedal and he's like, check it out, see if you like it.
And
then
it is
he
very
told
cool.
me. It is really cool.
You'll dig it. So give that away,
It's fun.
and let's give it away next week since it's right before Thanksgiving. We'll do our pre-Thanksgiving live stream. It should be our Friendsgiving Casino Thanksgiving live stream.
The last waltz.
You should have like little cranberry sauce and vodka. It'll be great. But anyways, so yeah, hit like for sure. Don't forget subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Check out Eddie 9Volt's new album drops this Friday. I believe that we are going to drop our video of us playing the come up.
I'm on the come up.
So make sure and listen, share that because it's cool. And Eddie's pretty cool. We'd love to see him continue to blow up like he is. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much. Thanks for helping us slowly trudge our way to 100K.
This page
Cool.
will give away 700 guitars.
The shop will be broke. It'll be fine. We'll still be at 97K in 4 years. It's gonna be great. But anyways, we love you all. Appreciate you. See you soon.